Okay, good morning. How are you? I had previously tried to record this, but then something said in my audio settings, it's not as laggy anymore. Yay. Said something about encoding overloaded, so I decided to redo this and see if this fixed it. It seems like to be it's okay. Okay. Thank you so much for joining me here today. This is your message for November 18th through the 19th, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements. Do take what resonates, leave what doesn't. This is the Earth Woman Tarot, Power to Surrender cards, the Energy Oracle, and the Lover's Oracle. We're going to find out a whole bunch of information surrounding you and your person and what we can do about it and what we need to surrender and release. This will help us decide a lot. Okay? Again, this message is just for one day. Check out your weeklies, check out your monthlies. This one day will help you gain a little bit of perspective of what's going on. Okay? Let's get started. One card is for the deck. All my cards are always shuffled for the most part. For whatever reason, something may distract me and I may not. But today, they're all shuffled. Okay, so I did get that one card just for the deck already. For whatever reason, I continue to shuffle. That's fine. Let's put the deck now. Wonderful. And see what's in the message for you today. We got the Queen of Cups up first. Wow. Wonderful, beautiful, caring, honest, generous. She is very sensitive to people's emotions around them. This is a person very aware as well. She's very in tune. Six of Cups. This is getting your flowers, having people around you, surrounding you with love, joy, happiness. Support. This is understanding that you are not alone and you've got a lot going on around you. The Ace of Pentacles is in reverse. Something costs a lot, and I really feel like it's a price you're putting on yourself. You're restricting others from gaining access to you, and I really like that because you know who you are now. You understand that you're not chasing anything, you don't desire nothing. You are taking the experience as the universe wants you to have it. What's the current energy though? Fool in reverse. Not wanting to take a risk or leap of faith. Yeah, of course. I feel like either they've got to pay the price, they've got to show you that they're willing to invest and that it's actually worth a lot to them, because someone who wants to pay a coffee to try to get in your pants is just as easily gonna dip. But someone who's gonna pay $1,200 for your dinner just to get in your pants, not as easily going to dip, because the sunken cost fallacy. Sunken cost fallacy ideology or understanding. I'll give you the sunken cost fallacy. It's right here. The phenomenon where a person is reluctant to abandon a strategy or course of action because they have invested heavily in it. It's a phenomenon. It is part of human nature, okay? So, like, for whatever reason, we can't explain it, but we do this. So it's where a person is reluctant to abandon a strategy or course of action because they have invested in it heavily, and when it is clear that abandonment would be more beneficial. This would be like someone saying that they're not a quitter, but quitting would actually do you good in this instance. So someone here is not really willing to take the risk because they haven't actually invested potentially here. It would be very silly for them to invest themselves into, whether it's you towards your person. It'd be very silly for you to invest towards your person if they haven't invested into you. Yeah, sure, let me just give this to you for free for nothing. That's the funniest thing ever, because like tell the street 304 and they would be like, what? You just wanted to have fun? Like, that's work to them. So they expect something in return. So you got the Two of Swords in reverse. You're very clear about this. This is a very clear boundary. I really like this. This is quite the self-worth, quite the power that you have. This would be like sleeping in your own bed every night, not trying to find someone to sleep beside every night. Just because you don't like your own living arrangement. That's really interesting. So what you're doing is you're giving your power away if you do that. But here, I see you're not doing that. You've learned so much from all the mistakes that you've made in your past, and you're like, yeah, if I do that again, I'm going to end up with the Five of Cups, and I've lost so much support systems in the past, so I'm really going to hang on to this one. Is kind of what I hear. We got Two of Cups in reverse. So yeah, you're saying no to a particular connection or relationship because they want from you for as little as possible. They want from you as little as possible. Whether that's a boyfriend, well, I wouldn't say girlfriend, because they want most. Girlfriend's going to want the most from you. And it's not necessarily as little as possible because we know that she's going to invest heavily. It's when we get unhealed feminine that doesn't know what she wants. Same with the masculine. Unhealed masculine doesn't know what they want either. So we have Eight of Wands in reverse and the Ace of Swords for your future energy. You're not budging on this. This is your victory for you to claim, which is you in your purest, best, highest, most worked on form. I was just hearing music for a second. I was like, wait a second, that's not mine. Mine's off. Seven of Swords. Wow. So I do see that you notice deception on part of this particular connection or relationship, and I see that you don't necessarily want any part of it. And I like that. When you encounter a pick-me woman and it's not something you're used to, and you are having kind of a hard time understanding why they're doing those things, the only thing you can understand in that moment, when they're willing to give themselves up and they're willing to stay in a particular connection or relationship to try to change them into what they want and need when that person doesn't want to be that, we start to see that person is just looking for validation. It's very apparent and clear, and it sticks out like a sore thumb. It's ugly. It is not a fashion statement to want validation. And you can wear the most awesome, crazy outfit, 100% fashion statement. But to need and desire men around you, there's validation being traded and handed over on both sides. It's not just one way. If it's draining from the masculine end, it's still validating both people. It may not be happy or healthy though. That's the only downside. With this, I see that you notice all these things and you're aware of all these things and you're not taking that step, nor are you taking a leap of faith. You're remaining in your power and your strength, and you understand that the people around you are actually better off with you than without you. And to abandon them would be to abandon yourself too. So what I do see here is you saying no to someone that actually doesn't like you. I'll show you maybe what you may have experienced. It would be like someone buying you drinks, someone buying you food, but not even getting to know you during those times. They will want to touch you and hug you and find ways and excuses to see you at every moment. But they will try to nag you and bring you down. They don't actually want you happy. They don't want you feeling a certain way because they already feel bad about themselves and they don't like themselves, and so they're going to try to bring you to their level. They don't want to be at your level. They have never been to your level. Because if they have been to your level, they wouldn't descend backwards. So just realize that now you have what they want. And to descend backwards for them, when they would never do that for you, I'm going to tell you right now, they would never do that for you. Seven of Swords energy. We realize that Even though you also have the sunk cost fallacy within yourself too. This may be a terrible situation. You've got lots of love, connection, support. Maybe you haven't slept with them yet. You still can keep your peace. And you're not demonetized. You're not blinded by the D. Especially if it's like, it doesn't even matter if it's good or bad D. If there's someone that's willing to put you in danger by not being committed connection with you, it's not good D. It's dangerous D. And so I do see with the Two of Swords in reverse, you know what and where you're going to find it and what that looks like. It's not about you not liking somebody anymore. It's about seeing in another person what it is that you want and liking that. Actively choosing to like it because you know it's safety and peace. It's not about a feeling you get. It's not the butterflies. It's not the screaming and jumping for joy because they like you. It's they're going to respect me. They're going to actually serve up on me. They actually care about me as a human being and don't just see me as a walking vajayjay. And it's sexy when you encounter a gentleman. One that wants to take it slow. One that wants to see your smile and look into your eyes. One that wants to feel that safety with you because they also understand that they're at that level, on your level with you. It took them a lot to get there, and they too don't want to go backwards. And to be with an unhealed feminine or an unhealed masculine will pull you backwards. It's like running with a parachute on. It's very difficult, it's draining, it's tiring to be in a connection or relationship that is not going anywhere and you're trying to force it to go somewhere. It's like running with a parachute on. You can try your hardest to get there, but I'll tell you right now, it's still not going anywhere. You're just running in a straight line. And getting more burnt out. So, we could be thinking of a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, and Aquarius. This could be within their chart. If you know their birth chart, this may speak to you. If you don't, it may not. It may be just the sun sign at that point. Okay? So we only have a few zodiac signs here in this message for you. If you have any angel numbers, you've got 2 2s. 2 2s, 2 aces. So 2211 or 1122 is an angel number for you. We only have 1 major arcana card. The rest is minor arcana. So this is a burst of a moment. Tomorrow's reading will be completely different. So I do feel you're gaining some perspective around the strength that you have as a feminine, and you're understanding the strength of your feminine if you're a masculine. What is the overall energy of this message? We've got the 8 of Swords in reverse. You're detaching, becoming a lot more free for sure. 9 of Wands blocking energy. Queen of Wands. Whoa. I like this. When you become inaccessible and the word isn't out that you've been tapped and or cracked a few times by other people around town or around the community or the neighborhood or even the workplace. You become extremely desirable because you're not seen as someone that is just trying to fill the coochie. Fill the void, fill the coochie. And you're not someone that sees having a baby as fulfilling, even though you could 100% be the most nurturing, empathetic, caring individual that would be the most generous towards that little one. I do see that you want to provide much more than that. And that is family. And I'm going to tell you right now, that's very rare in 2025. Going into 2026, it's very rare to have a whole family. There's a lot of truths that are coming about patriarchy and red pill content that has caused a lot of destruction in the core family. Also, not allowing it to get to that. It ultimately stems from the hatred of men towards men. Men are misandrist and misogynist. They don't like anybody but themselves, unfortunately. But I'm going to tell you right now, not everybody. Okay? There are a select few that still want healthy themselves as well. And they understand the games that people do play and how they don't benefit them. And they understand the facade that those that are trying to make a quick buck are trying to get off of creating toxic and unhealed masculine feminines. So what is going to happen because of this? You become extremely restricted. They may be the best person in the world and you could say yes in an instant. But in this instant, you're going to do the opposite of what you've always done because you're not going to get that same result. You're going to do things differently. So if you understand that they're going to push to get some coochie, you're going to understand that they don't like you. If they're not pushing for the coochie, and previously you would have thought, well, I guess they don't like me, they're not pushing for the coochie, I guess they're gay, then that's like, okay, you're the toxic feminine in this point, or the masculine in this point. They're trying to do things the right way because they don't want to ruin their chance. They see it as only one chance. So here in the future, because you're gaining a lot of momentum in your own personal life regarding your strength and willpower, you actually set yourself up for a really, really good connection, but you do have to say no a lot. What is the challenge for this? Knight of Wands in reverse challenges. You want to have fun. You want to have memories. You want validation. There's the energy of not being tied down to anyone and just seeing how many coochies you can get or how much validation. Like, yes, we all have permission to have this in our life. But I tell you, it doesn't reflect on you as you think it does, if that's, kind of what you want. So be very mindful that chasing men causes trauma. And it's not for us women to handle that. Men fall in love with it. Men fall in love with drama and stress. When they're stressed out and they go through drama, oh my gosh, like, they love you for it. For whatever weird reason, us women, we can't handle it. So I do feel like you're going to be understanding a lot more truth as time goes on. We'll be sharing a lot about all the learnings that have happened over the last year and a bit that I've gone through. So stay tuned. What is the outcome of this message? We've got two cards here. We got the King of Swords in reverse and the Four of Swords in reverse. I feel like this is the milestone and or moment in your life where you're going to remember and look back on and be like, yeah, that one guy that did this or that one girl that did that, like, that triggered my life change because that made me realize that they're all the same. It's just human nature. You want to give it away easily, they'll take it easily, and they don't see you and respect you. No matter how good of a person you or they can be. That's just human nature. So if we want to get a different result, you literally have to do something different. And I see you starting to see that truth and victory in that. Bottom of the deck, Knight of Pentacles. There's this slow energy. We have to do things methodically, meticulously. And in that slow energy, we prove our individuality and our reliance on ourselves. And we prove that we're not seeking validation and that we can validate ourselves. I see a massive life change on the verge of happening here for you. Okay, how do you feel? What's the energy surrounding them? Energy surrounding them currently is a man holding a heart in reverse. I cannot be clear enough with this. With the Two of Cups in reverse and the man holding a heart in reverse, this is not a connection that's going to benefit you and or last long term. Okay? It is just a fling and or fun. Now, if you do not want that or want to participate in that, remain desirable and unattainable. Once they tap that, they realize that you ain't that much. And ain't like anybody has a little orchid in their pants. If they don't have an orchid, they've got a wiener. And with this little orchid, the wiener just wants to wreck the orchid. That's it. They want that. They want to use it as a toy. That's it. It's just a toy to them. And when they stop being a child mentally, and they stop seeing you as a toy, and they put away toys, and they start acting like a man, they realize themselves the damage they might have actually just done to a whole world. But in that instance, they're like, well, they did it themselves, they accepted it. So they never will blame themselves either. So in this instance, you have to protect yourself. They're not going to protect you. You're a tool of, how do you say this? You're a weapon of masturbation. Now, what's the energy surrounding you? What's the energy surrounding you at this time? Door to romance. Yeah, you're ready. You're ready. But it doesn't mean the people around you are. It doesn't mean that they're ready for you. It doesn't mean that they're good for you even. Okay? So what's the energy surrounding them? How do they feel about you? That's off the table. How do they feel about you? Friendship. Ooh. Friend-zoned. Nurture the bonds of friendship within your relationship and your love life will dramatically improve. Well, that sounds gross to begin with. But I'll tell you, it's actually not. The more that you can nurture friendship and connection in a situation, and now that doesn't mean hanging out with them every day, seeing them every day, giving them what they want every day. This means setting a limited boundary and like allowing them to chase. If they want more than friends, cool, but you're going to treat them as a friend. You're not going to hug them anymore. You're not going to text them. You're not going to sit beside them at dinner. Like, you're just going to say hi and bye. And if friendship was created and you do hang out with each other more often, you're going to restrict it a little bit more. Friends don't see each other every day. Like, sometimes they do. But good friends don't. There's still time for yourself. If you're seeing your friends every day, it better be different friends. You have to set limits with that. Okay? So, how do you see them? When it comes to the matters of the heart, there's no right or wrong choice. Every choice you make expands your understanding of life. Look, but I want them, is what I'm hearing with this. But please, why can't I? I really want romance. I want love. I want to have a D in my P. And it's like, actually, like, there's better things out there. Like, the universe is telling me that you're so desirable. You've got so much going on for you. Yes, you want love. But every little thing that's going to pass you by does not deserve it. Yet they will take it. Okay? I'm going to remind you of that. What's the power to surrender card? What's the advice? Surrender to your full power. Your life is calling for you to step into your full power rather than playing it small. When you play it small, you're going to attract like 21-year-olds, 22-year-olds, 25-year-olds, like poor men. Men that don't have anything yet. Okay? When you're in your full power, you raise your vibration. Like, I want to tell you right now, as a woman in your 20s and early 30s, even into your 40s, most valuable women. No competition between any of y'all. Y'all provide different experiences and different things, but you're still the most valuable. Into your mid 40s to 50s, you become a mentor to other women. It's not that we don't need a man, but those men had their chance. You don't want anybody else at that point. Go live your life. Be like an Oprah at that point. Surrender into that full power of like Oprah-likeness. Being absolutely worthy and knowing it. Nobody needs to remind you of it, okay? It's the men that have to prove their worthiness towards you because you have what they want. Remember that. You don't have, a man does not have anything that you want. You provide the love. They don't. We understand that love is work. And it's only work because men put in less. And women have to cover the rest. So, with that being said, remember your strength and that you deserve better than what any little bit that somebody's trying to give you here. Someone want to call you delusional? Say yes. I am living my delusion. And I'm proud of it. If anything, I should be more delusional. Give me more delusional. Like, at this point, the more delusion that you have, the further you're going to take yourself, because of how you believe in yourself with that delusion. Okay? I love you tons. And I'll see you when I see you next. This is your message.